What the seven wonders of the ancient world would look like today. Ancient ruins reimagined. If you were a traveler in ancient times, there'd be some monumental places to see on your travel bucket list. The seven wonders of the ancient world. From the Hanging Gardens of Babylon to the statue of Zeus at Olympia, these marvels of engineering were constructed by the Greeks and Egyptians thousands of years ago. But only one of the seven, the Great Pyramid of Giza, remains predominantly intact. The ruins, Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, Turkey. Described by Roman author Pliny the Elder as the most wonderful monument of Grecian magnificence, this temple certainly earned its title as an ancient wonder. Built in the 6th century BC, on the western coast of what is now Turkey, it was dedicated to Artemis, the Greek goddess of hunting and nature. According to Pliny, the temple was 425 feet in length and 225 wide. That's nearly double the size of the Parthenon in Athens. The reconstruction, Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, Turkey. The temple caused quite a stir during its life, as it was attacked several times. It was first razed to the ground in 356 BC in a deliberate fire by notorious Greek arsonist Herostratus, who set alight the temple's wooden beams in search of fame. After being rebuilt, it was destroyed once again in AD 260 during a raid by the Goths, an East Germanic tribe. Today, only the foundations and a single column remain. The ruins, Lighthouse of Alexandria, Egypt. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, or the Pharos of Alexandria, is probably the most famous warning beacon of all time. It was located on the limestone islet of Pharos, facing Alexandria's two harbors east and west. Said to be more than 360 feet high, it was built between 300 to 280 BC. The reconstruction, Lighthouse of Alexandria, Egypt. Likely the second tallest human-built structure in the ancient world, after the pyramids of Giza, the light stood for around 1,600 years. 3 earthquakes between AD 956 and 1333 badly damaged the lighthouse. Then in 1477, the citadel of Qaitbay or the fort of Qaitbay was built on its ruins. In 1994, archaeologists discovered what are believed to be remains of the lighthouse on the seafloor of the eastern harbor. The ruins, Mausoleum at Halikarnassus, Turkey. This grand tomb was built between 353 and 350 BC for Mausolus, the governor of Kara in southwest Asia Minor, now known as Bodrum, Turkey. The structure, planned by Mausolus himself, was so impressive his name became the origin of the modern word mausoleum. The reconstruction, Mausoleum at Halikarnassus, Turkey. According to the Roman author Pliny the Elder, the monument was built using lavish white and gold marble from Athens and red marble from Turkey, mounted on a rectangular podium. An impressive 36-column colonnade led to a 24-step pyramid-like roof, where there was a huge marble statue of Mausolus riding a chariot disguised as the Greek hero Hercules. Destroyed by a series of earthquakes between the 11th and 15th century AD, the stones that were left would have been recycled for other buildings. The ruins, Statue of Zeus at Olympia, Greece. The 39-foot gold and ivory plated statue was created around 436 BC by the Greek sculptor Phidias and placed in the Temple of Zeus at Olympia in western Greece. The statue had a huge influence on Roman and Greek art, inspiring everything from pottery to coins. The reconstruction, Statue of Zeus at Olympia, Greece. The artwork depicted Zeus sitting on a cedar wood throne adorned with gold, ivory, ebony, and precious stones. In his left hand was a scepter with an eagle perched atop, while in his right is a statue of Nike, the Greek goddess of victory. The temple wowed the ancient world for 1,000 years and became a must-see for anyone attending the ancient Olympic Games. Nobody knows exactly how the statue met its end. The Temple of Zeus was destroyed in AD 426, and the statue may have disappeared then, or during a fire when it was moved to Constantinople, Istanbul 50 years or so later. The ruins, Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. The oldest and the only wonder still substantially in existence today is the Great Pyramid, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu. It's one of three pyramids, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, erected on the west bank of the Nile near Giza in northern Egypt, completed in around 2570 BC. It was constructed as a tomb for the 4th dynasty Egyptian pharaoh Khufu, probably taking about 20,000 workers and 20 years to build. The reconstruction, Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. Approximately 2.3 million blocks of limestone, each probably weighing between 2.5 to 15 tons, were cut, transported, and crafted to create a structure that likely weighs 5.7 billion tons. Over the years, it's been the victim of erosion, shrinking from 481 feet originally to 451 feet today. As reimagined here, it would once have been entirely covered by highly polished white stones that formed a sleek surface. Some of these casing stones are now on display, including one at the National Museum of Scotland. The ruins, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Iraq. Probably the most mysterious of all the wonders on the list, the fabled ancient gardens are believed to have been situated near the royal palace in Babylon, just south of modern-day Baghdad, Iraq. The gardens are thought to have been built by Emperor Nebuchadnezzar during his reign sometime between 605 to 561 BC for his wife Amedes. Apparently, she missed the scenery of her homeland in Persia. However, because manuscripts from the time make no mention of the gardens, some believe they could just be a myth. The reconstruction, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Iraq. Later, classical writers described the Hanging Gardens as being built using stone, a rare commodity for the area, and looking like a tiered mountain. Exotic plants and trees overhung the walls, hence the hanging. To keep the plants alive in the desert, water was possibly pumped through the building using an early irrigation system from either a well or the nearby Euphrates River. The ruins, Colossus of Rhodes, Greece. This mighty statue wasn't called the Colossus of Rhodes for nothing. Taking 12 years to build between c. 294 to 282 BC, the bronze sculpture of the Greek sun god Helios stood in Rhodes Harbor at a whopping 105 feet. It was created by artist Chares of Lindus to celebrate the unsuccessful siege of Rhodes by the then ruler of Cyprus in 305 BC. The reconstruction, Colossus of Rhodes, Greece. The statue was destroyed by an earthquake just over half a century later in c. 225 or to 26 BC and was left in a state of disrepair for another 800 years. It was melted down and sold for scrap metal during the 7th century after Arabian forces conquered the island. It took roughly 900 camels to carry all the metal away. Thanks for watching.